Hello everyone, today we will discuss the construction of ray diagram for a lens. So in the previous lecture we have seen the types of rays that we will use for the ray diagram. So we have seen that mostly we can take three rays of light, one parallel to the principal axis, one passing through the optical center and one passing through the first focal point, means striking obliquely on the lens. So these three types of rays that we can choose for the ray diagram. Today we will see how we can construct the ray diagram. So the steps are there that we have to follow. Like in maths you have steps of construction. Here also we have the construction of ray diagram. There are few steps. So the first step is that draw a principal axis and then draw a lens. So it's up to you. You can draw a lens first and then draw the principal axis, or you can draw a principal axis and then draw a lens. So I prefer that you draw a lens first. So in that case, if you will draw a lens, you select the middle point of this lens you have drawn, and from the middle point of that lens, and this will be your optical center. So from here pass a line, draw a line using scale. That will be your principal axis. See here my point. So draw principal axis. Now see, in the book it is given use the scale. So scale drawing is not important, means measuring the length and then you draw, that is not important, and it is not in the syllabus also. It's given, it's mentioned in your syllabus that scale drawing is not required. So that means you draw by taking the approximation only. So that means no measuring of this scale you have to choose. So you take a draw, first draw a lens, then choose a center of it, draw a principal axis, and also as I told you, divide this lens so that construction will be easier for you. Now show the focal points. So focal points, this will be your optical center. Two focal point we have to represent. So on either side of it you choose the focal point F1 and F2. So we are not measuring like I am drawing. I am not measuring by the scale the division, means the distance of OF1 and OF2. Just by drawing, means just by approximation you show that it looks like this distance and this distance is similar. Clear? So it's not required by the scale you may draw. So this will be your F1 and this will be your F2. Now the third step is given to take the object. So you will get the position of the object. Whenever the question will be given, you will be given the position of the object. So like in general, if we take a object here, so this will be taken as AB. So like AB is a object kept beyond F1. So now as I told you, two rays of light I am going to take to draw the ray diagram. So the first one will be the ray of light parallel to the principal axis, and the second one will be passing through the optical center. So the first one passing through the parallel to the principal axis, after refraction converges passing through the F2. So that means as before, you have to bring this line till here, and from here you represent the convergence. So that's why I have told you to draw a middle section of this line, so it will be easier. Because what the student do, they take this line outside and then draw. So if you take this line outside, then how the refraction means, it means that if you take this line here and then draw the convergence, so that represent that through the lens it passes undeviated. So it's completely wrong. In the prism also I have checked the copies. Student draw, this is the surface, so from here you will show the refraction, or before that or after that. So because of that, keep in mind when you draw a lens, divide this one and then take this line till here, and then from here show the convergence. Then you will not do the mistake. So now this is the first ray of light. Now the second ray of light that you have to choose is the ray of light passing through the optical center. So for that you will use the scale. You can draw it with rough hand also, no problem, but use a scale, it will look nice. So because of that you choose a scale, take scale and draw a line passing through this optical center. So you will find out that these two rays of light And also one more thing, the first ray of light you represent by one arrow, the second ray of light you represent it by two arrows. So this will represent, arrows are very important. If you will not put the arrows, then your marks will be deducted. So keep in mind, if you are using the first ray of light, use first arrow, and second ray of light, use two arrows. So two arrows will represent the second ray of light, one arrow will represent the first ray of light. Clear? Then from here you have to draw a perpendicular. These two rays of light intersect each other at this point. So from here draw a perpendicular on the principal axis. So this will be the position of the image. Clear? So like this is AB given, so this will become A dash B dash. Clear? So this is how we draw the ray diagram. So it's done. If our object is behind F1, so the image form will be after F2. So this is the ray diagram for the, it means this is the convex lens, and as just general steps that I am telling that what you have to use. First, what you have to do, you have to draw a lens, then take the middle point of it, pass a line, draw a line which is your principal axis. Also you can give name to the principal axis, not required very much, but you can give. So like any name you can give, PQ, XY, so whatever you want. Then in the question it will be given the position of the image, position of the object. So take a object, draw it on the principal axis. Then from the object take two rays of light, one parallel to the principal axis, one passing through the optical center. These two rays of light will meet at any point. From there draw a perpendicular, and this will be your object. So if you are taking AB as object, represent the image as A dash B dash. See that A is here, so A dash will be here, B is here, so B dash will be here. Don't just reverse it that. Okay? And now you can see the size of the object and the size of the image. Again, measuring of the length is not required. It will be by the figure only, by seeing only you can tell that the image form is of the same size, smaller than the size of the object or bigger than the size of the object. Clear? So this is how you can draw the ray diagram. Now the third ray of light, as I told you, which passes through the F1, also that ray of light and one optical center, the ray of light passing to the optical center, that also you can take to draw the ray diagram. Means one passing through F1 and one passing through optical center. So that two rays of light also you can take to draw the ray diagram. But as I told you, in your board examination, mostly these kind of rays will be asked, the two rays of light. So you use these to practice with these two rays of light. If it is asked for the third ray of light, then the third ray of light you will take passing through this F1, and then this will also meet at this point and the image will be formed. Clear? So these are the steps that you have to follow to draw the ray diagram. And same is the case of a concave lens also. So in case of a concave lens, the lens, first you draw a lens, mark its middle point as optical center, draw a principal axis, then mark 2 points as F1 and F2. See that it will look equal from O. The distance of O means F. This will be F1. Now just keep in mind, for concave lens F1 will be on this side. Don't do that mistake. F1 will be on this side and F2 will be on this side. And when you mark the point, see that it is looking like, means it looks like this distance and this distance are same. Now again what you have to do, again you have to take the object. So in case of a concave lens, mostly all the cases the image form will be virtual. So again this will be your AB. Again you have to take two rays of light, so one parallel to the principal axis and one passing through the optical center. The one passing parallel to the principal axis will diverge and it will appear to come from this point F2. Clear? Mark arrow. Now second ray of light you have to take passing through the optical center. So the second ray of light pass through the optical center. So this will be your second ray of light. Now you can see that these two rays of light intersect each other at this point. So this will be from here, draw perpendicular here. So this will become B dash and A dash. Now because this ray I have extended in backward direction and then only they intersect, so in this case the image form is virtual. Okay, so in this case the image form will be virtual, and in this case the image form is real, because these two rays of light after refraction actually meeting at this point, and these two rays of light after refraction they appear to meet at this point. Also one more thing, as I told you, when you draw the virtual image, so make it for dotted line, don't make the joined lines. Okay, and extension in backward direction, also these rays of light will be in dotted lines, not joined lines. Joined lines will be drawn only when the rays of light actually meeting at this point, actually the refraction takes place. Okay, so in that case you will draw joined lines. When you are making the line extending in backward direction or in forward direction, so we always draw with marked lines, dotted lines. So clear, these are the few points that you have to keep in mind. If you will keep in mind these points, so you will make the ray diagrams very easily, and very easily you will score 3 marks, because this question, definitely one question will be asked in the 10-year paper, means in your board examination, and it will be asked in 3 marks. It will be given to you to draw the ray diagram and then to write the characteristic of the image in terms of the image is real or virtual, inverted or erect, or magnified or diminished. So if you write that, if you draw the image, means the diagram correctly, very easily you can score 3 marks, or in 4 marks also it can be asked. So if you'll see, sometime it is asked in 3 marks and sometime it is asked in 4 marks.